All right, Timberwolves Talk audience, we did it. We made at least a playing game this year. It's going to be Timberwolves versus Clippers. Honestly, not my favorite first matchup, I guess, for the Timberwolves in the postseason here. But at the same time, you can't complain. You made the postseason. You got to show that you deserve that 7th seed.
Hey guys, it's Peyton from the Timberwolves Talk podcast. We want to announce a big giveaway here that we're going to be doing in advance of the Timberwolves versus Clippers game on Tuesday night. So the giveaway is if you comment the score under this post, under this YouTube video or Instagram, wherever you're seeing this, and you get the score correct or you're the closest out of anyone, you get to pick out one T-shirt on jakescrafts.com. He's got hilarious T-shirts. We don't know him personally. This is not affiliated with him at all. We just think he has great stuff. And if you pick the score closest, you can pick out anything on his website, any T-shirt, and we'll send it your way.
Rules for the giveaway: got to be subscribed to the channel. Got to be following our Instagram.
But that's about it. You don't have to repost it. Nothing. No. Just comment your score, and you're good to go.
Maybe go give us a like on our last post.
I mean, you could do that too, but it's not mandatory. It's not mandatory. Yeah, exactly. At some point, you're going to have to play a good team. And if we really want to be that playoff team that we think we are, we got to win a game. And I mean, yeah, you're right. This is not the best matchup for the Timberwolves. Not at all. I wish we would have got to play the Pelicans or the Spurs in the first round. But, we could go into a whole argument about how the play-in series is stupid, but I guarantee you if we were the 9 or 10 seed, we'd be talking about how great the play-in is. So it's really just based on your circumstances. But yeah, we're going to have to play a really tough Clippers team, and we're going to have to get gritty with it and get the dub.
Yeah, so let's kind of go over the regular season series between the Timberwolves and the Clippers and how that's unfolded thus far. As you guys know, I think we only played Paul George once this season, and we lost tremendously to them. I think that was the first game of the season. The season series is at 3-1. The Clippers did get the best of us this year. They scored a lot of points from what I remember, and we really did not play well in a lot of those games. But it's a new dawn. It's one game. It's at home, and all the pressure is going to be on this team. I think the line is set right now at 2.5 or 3. It keeps fluctuating today. So it's pretty much a pick'em game. Me and Peyton were talking about it earlier. 2.5 points, 3 in the NBA is, that's just free throws. So it's a pick'em game. No one really knows what to do. I've seen a lot of analysts go the Clippers' way, which, it makes sense. The Clippers have playoff experience on their side. They were just in the Western Conference Finals last year. This team's battle-tested, playoff-tested. Paul George was literally in his first playoffs when Anthony Edwards was 9 years old. Paul George is that dude, and it's going to be a tough game. Really excited, though.
Yeah, what the thing is, what version of Paul George are we going to get? Because I feel like every time Paul George plays the Timberwolves, he kills us. Like, we don't usually have
it's playoff P.
It's either playoff P or pandemic P. I mean, there's still some COVID cases going around, so we could end up getting pandemic P, which I hope so. But it's critical that we win this first game, because I would much rather play the Grizzlies in a 7-game series than the Suns. I just feel like that is just – we've been talking about this also. Like, the Grizzlies are a team, no matter who they play, if they get matched up with the Clippers or the Timberwolves, I feel like they're a team that could have an early exit in the playoffs. The Suns, on the other hand, as much as I think we maybe would get 1 or 2 games out of that series, I don't think we have a shot after that.
I mean, if that, Peyton, if we have to play the Suns in the A seed, like, the Suns are gonna blow us to shreds. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know though.
We might get a game. You're right. But like you said, going off kind of on the Grizzlies point, it's the Grizzlies are so unproven. Like, we've seen so many teams, cough, the Jazz, that are just regular season warriors and aren't able to show up in the playoffs yet. And I'm going to be honest, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Ja Morant to kind of show what he can do, show if he can be that guy in the playoffs. Third season, time to take off. They got a lot of young guys on that roster, and kind of like the Timberwolves. So, I mean, if you're the Grizzlies, you're praying you get the Timberwolves. I feel like you want young versus young. I would not want to play the Clippers if I were the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be just a lot better of a matchup for us to play the Grizzlies. But what I was saying about the Suns is, man, like, I don't know. I think we match up pretty well against the Suns, and we always give them a battle. So that's why I'm saying maybe like we'd get 1 or 2 games. Like it's not going to be like if we played like the Warriors back in the day when it's just like 4-0 sweep no matter what. Like I feel like we have a decent chance against the Suns, and against the Grizzlies, I would honestly say we have a pretty good shot of making it into the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, you do look at the matchups, and I think that's really big. The Grizzlies they're kind of like the better version of the Timberwolves right now. It's like it's a mirrored roster.
It's what we're striving to be.
Exactly. You want that breakout season. I think that's kind of what the Wolves are going to hopefully achieve next season, keeping the guys around for another year. But yeah, it'll be interesting, man. I'm super excited. Kind of getting back to the playing game though. There's going to be a couple matchups to really watch, and we already touched on the first one. Obviously, Paul George is going to be the X factor in this game. He will be the best player on the court, and if he plays amazing, then it's going to be a good ball game for the Clippers.
Who's going to guard him? That's the question.
That is a big question. I remember them trying Anthony Edwards on him in the first game, and that was not probably the correct move. And you know what? You make adjustments. You make adjustments. I really do like mixing up. I like mixing up the wing combos on him, giving him Vando and McDaniels, giving him different looks. But also what the Wolves did in the last game that I saw, not the one they just played, but the third game where we won, they put Pat Bev on him for a couple possessions just to switch it up.
I mean, he played on the Clippers too. We got to go back to that. I forgot about that whole storyline with Pat Bev. But yeah, Pat Bev might be good. Who's going to start on him? Is Pat Bev or is Vando?
See, I think you put I think you give him length to start. If he's kind of just doing his thing, it's good to mix up different looks on star players. I think that's really an underrated tactic in the NBA is to, if some guy's killing you on your best defender, mix it up. See if you can get something else going or give him some help. Paul George in this game is going to have to be doubled at least once. That's no doubt. It's really the other guys though that you got to keep in check.
Reggie Bullock, is that the guy who killed us? Remember that? We were screaming it. He had like
not Reggie Bullock.
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson.
He went off insane.
Barrage of 3-pointers.
Yeah. So like I remember talking about this before we played the Clippers. We said this was earlier in the season. We said it's kind of like they have one guy who's insanely good, and you want to make everyone else beat you. And when we got killed by the Clippers, everyone else beat us. And Paul George. We just got beat by everyone. But going back to the defending, who's going to defend him? Would you hate if we threw a Kogi on him maybe a little bit in the second half just for a few possessions? Because he is the best defender on the team, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that at all.
That's why we have him on the team. We've kept him around. Yeah. We've kept him around. And like playoff basketball, this is why you have a guy who literally all he can do is play defense. And he's been getting some runs. Sorry, I'm going on.
No, you're good. You're good.
He's been getting some runs in these last few games. I don't know. I wouldn't hate it if we threw him in. I know his offense is horrible. Maybe get a corner 3 out of him, but I don't know. Maybe we should think about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's good to have a guy on the bench that can do stuff like that. Honestly, you could see some random bench guys being utilized and some bench players that have played all season not play. And I think one of the candidates for that is Jalen Noel. I think his playoff minutes could almost be, if he's not playing defense, because he is the worst defender on the team if you look at the analytics, sadly. I know he provides great offense, but guys, the playoffs you need to defend. That's the big piece. You want guys like a Kogi who are going to sit down and just give effort every single defensive possession. And like I know you mentioned earlier, you want someone else to beat you. It's the Clippers at the deadline did that thing. They got those role players. They got Covington. They got Powell. They got the guys that can beat you from 3. Those are the guys who are going to be setting up. I would hate to be giving Robert Covington corner 3s all game. I would hate to be giving Norman Powell 3s. Those are such good players. This Clippers team is deep. It's deep, and they have a top 5 coach in the NBA too. Ty Lue has done an incredible job keeping these guys in position like this so they can strike upon from the 8th seed to try to get in.
Yeah, it's honestly unfair that this is the 8th seed we have to play up against. And like we also said this, I mean, if they have Kawhi Leonard, they might be one of the best teams in the league, probably the favorites in the West.
Yeah,
if they had Kawhi Leonard.
The Suns versus Clippers with Kawhi, I think it would be awesome
So,
Western Conference game.
I don't know. Has Kawhi officially been ruled out for the game yet?
Yes, for the playing game, Kawhi is out, and I believe Luke Kennard is doubtful. I didn't see the exact injury reports aren't out yet. It's just kind of speculation. Kennard's been injured a while, as well as Powell. Powell's only played 3 games with the Clippers since the trade, but reports are as Powell will be good to go. And I mean, people forget Powell was like a 20-point per game scorer on the Blazers. I mean, not saying the Blazers are a great team; they're probably the worst team in the NBA right now. But a guy who gives you 20 that's a dangerous guy. So I mean, there's no sleeping on any of these players in this lineup for the Clippers.
All right, so let's get in. Who is your key factor? Who or what is your key factor for the Timberwolves to win or lose this game?
Personally, I think it's the other two of the big 3. I think Cat's going to get his. Cat's always going to get his. Cat's been incredible this season. He's going to do his thing. It's going to be if Anthony Edwards shows up, which personally I think he will. He loves the games that actually matter.
Well, he hasn't played many in his life. I mean, like in college, he didn't have many meaningful games.
Yeah, I guess what I should say is like the Friday night games against the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler returning to Target Center, Anthony Edwards is going to go get his. Right. The Wednesday night games against the Orlando Magic, Anthony Edwards might not go get his.
Right. And like, I mean, we've seen greatness in Anthony Edwards. We've predicted maybe he's going to be one of the all-time greats. This is how it starts. This is how, when he has his documentary in 20 years, The Last Dance, Anthony Edwards edition, this is how the story's being written. Like right here, play-in game, first playoffs against the Clippers, second season. This is it right here. So if he's really going to be that great player that we expect him to be, want him to be, this is where he's going to have to show up. And I believe in him. I really do. You go.
Other point too is, the third out of the big 3 is DAngelo Russell. He's often the one that's the aforementioned one after Anthony Edwards and Karl-Anthony Towns. Which DAngelo Russell are we going to get tomorrow night? Whenever this is uploaded, which DAngelo Russell are we going to get Tuesday night? And the DAngelo Russell I really, really want is the 18 point per game on good shooting and 10 assists. DAngelo Russell, who communicates on defense. That's the DAngelo Russell we need. We need playoff DAngelo Russell. And he's another guy, the big moments too. It seems like he takes advantage of it. So I'm excited. I'm excited for those two to show me what they got. And you might mention something about it. I don't know your point, but Malik Beasley's going to have to hit his threes too. We're going to need bench scoring.
Yeah, you're going right into my great transition there. Malik Beasley, that's my key factor. I think we'll know very quickly in the game which version of Malik Beasley we're getting, because he's either going to miss 3 threes in a row or he's going to make 3 threes in a row. And you know what? My message to Malik, keep shooting. This is the playoffs, and we've watched him so many times. I know people get annoyed, but he needs to keep shooting because it just takes one. And if we can hang around, maybe he goes 0 for 7 to start out, and then he finally makes one and makes 4 in a row. And then that's the key factor of the game. So I think Malik Beasley and also Taurean Prince, if we can get the bench guys going and rolling, I think we have a really good shot. It's just, I don't know. If they are missing shots, I'm not too optimistic.
Yeah. Well, I think very, good trend for Malik going into the play-in here. He's had a excellent, month and a half here of shootings. Same with Taurean Prince. Prince has really turned up the last, half of the season. Those two guys I think they're gonna make a big impact. This Clippers team's deep. That's what they work on. Our depth needs to match up with their depth. So,
and I mean, we just 75 bench points. Was that a franchise record last game?
I think it was actually. We beat ours.
Even though, I mean, the bench played the whole game, but still. Yeah. But still, I mean, our bench has been great this year. And you look at the games when we have beat teams that are better than us, it's usually the bench that really makes the impact in the game. So, I don't know, big man. Game. I'm nervous. I'm so excited. Chris is going to be at the game, and I cannot be at the game. So I'm going to be angry, and hopefully I can watch most of the game. But yeah, I don't know. I'm so excited, man. This is what we've been doing this for 2 years, like a playoff basketball game.
Honestly, I think the atmosphere in the arena might even be more than like a game 3 or a game 4. Like this could be like this is one game. We got to win this game. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is like, I know some people might be saying like, yeah, this is double elimination. Like, even if we lose this game, we still have a pretty good shot of making the playoffs. I think that's a horrible take, because I think that if we allow ourselves to play either the Spurs or the Pelicans, that's just trouble waiting to happen. We got to take care of business and just seal our spot in a 7-game series as quick as possible. This is a must-win game. And if we lose this game, I think we're in trouble.
I mean, it's just like we touched on earlier. The difference between the 7th and the 8th seed is monumental. I have confidence playing the Grizzlies. I don't have so much confidence playing the Suns.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
We're writing our own story. I mean, we might hate the play-in game, but if we win the game, it doesn't matter that there's a play-in tournament. We're right at the 7th seed where we belong. So, I mean, we can complain all we want about how the play-in's stupid, but at the end of the day, we're in control right now. No one else is controlling us besides the Minnesota Timberwolves. If we win the game, we're the 7th seed and we get to play the Memphis Grizzlies. So hopefully we can, our next video, we're going to be talking about the playoff series predictions against the Grizzlies.
All right. Well, I guess last thing to leave it off on, it seems like most of the experts and analysts are picking the Clippers. Peyton, who's your pick for game 1 of the play-in in the Western Conference?
Before we start talking about this, I was kind of thinking, maybe the Clippers are going to win this game. But after we've broken down everything that needs to happen, I'm picking the Timberwolves. It's going to be a very close game. And I'm also picking DAngelo Russell. He's going to hit a huge shot late in the game that is going to propel us to the win.
All right, man. I'm going to have to agree with you. I got 113, 107.
113, 107. I got 124, 122. Minnesota Timberwolves win, but don't cover the spread.
All right. Thank you guys for listening to the video today. Got some more coming out soon, so stay tuned.